Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my memories. And last time we talked about a little bit that we were chosen from like all of the known universe and to take on like karmic life paths in order to help absorb the karma of the planet in order to transform the consciousness of the human species. And so I know last time I was going to talk about my life experiences and how it's coming through, but I had some, I wanted to talk first about a little bit more about how this process happens. Because after everybody's selected, we just have like this group of light souls. And we have to decide who's going to do what mission and what path and how it's all going to come together for back for the gathering portion of it. And then, like, there's a whole plan laid out all the way from who we're choosing, what soul bodies are chosen, because it's not just the highest frequencies. It's not just like Harmony herself was given an incarnation. No, we like different densities were pulled for different reasons because we had like only so much karma and everybody had to get rid of so much of ourself to like come here. Any one of us could have come here with our full abilities and potential and just like awoken this thing by ourselves, but we have to do it from the inside out. And that what that means is like we have to actually turn into a human form in this vessel, in this form, go through the challenges, get the challenges, and then do it ourselves in the form. And so then sorry, I was clearing some energy. So we get these life paths where we've been abused, we've been neglected, we've been mistreated, we have all of this like hurt inside of us, and we have to learn how to like clear that, cleanse that, purify ourselves of that, get that out of our space, so that way we can like reach those higher bandwidths of positivity and euphoria, lay off depression in order to welcome in the abundance of like happiness and joy in our lives and everyday experience. And so we were all brought together into a space, and then we're kind of given like a tier system, as in it's not just like leaders and followers, it's all leaders. We're all leaders. All leaders are the same. We're all followers too, because to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. It's leadership, followership. It goes hand in hand. There's not one, you're leaders and then these guys are followers. You're the same. You're the same all the way through. So then we all get like leadership aspects, like training or taskings or whatever. And it's basically come down here, go through your experience, pick it up in your DNA. It's in our DNA. And so all you have to do is fix yourself. You don't have to like continue on and do anything else and like fix others or the experience. You need to get it out of your DNA. And that's it. Like everything is already inside of you that you need to fix. It's not in the experience. It's not an outward experience. It's inside out. And so then we look in our DNA and we see like what is our history? Do we have like diseases in our history? Do we have like cancers or anything in our family history that teaches us about some of the challenges we have? Like everything's a reflection of one thing or another, and your hair doesn't just fall out for no reason. There's going to be a DNA activation or non-activated molecule thing that needs to get rectified in order for like you to have a more harmonious experience. And because you're out of harmony, you're going to notice traits like your hair's falling out, or like you got rashes on your skin because you're allergic to something. And an allergy is a non-alignment, like all the way with something. You're hyper allergic because it's like not good for your system. It's just not good for you. And so all of this stems from a misbalance in some place within inside of us. And so the obvious ones and the easy ones, not easy, but the obvious ones are family history, like the abuse you've suffered as a child from your parents, from your immediate experiences, all of that trauma, all the way up till now. So like the trauma's been ongoing. It's not just child trauma, it's teenage trauma, it's 20s trauma, it's 30s trauma, it's 40s trauma. It's trauma the whole time you've been on your life experience until now. Now we're healing trauma. Now is when you look at your experience and you set boundaries and say, I've had enough of the trauma. I'm no longer going to be in a relationship with you because all you do is you pass on your trauma to me. And so I need to get myself fixed. The obligation is self. I can't fix you unless I fix myself. So as much as I love you, I have to agree to let you go so I can work on myself and my own trauma. And then you work on your trauma. You look inside, talk the stories out, tell people, tell your group, your network, your community, to tell them about the trauma that you went through. There was this experience where I was hit, or I was abused, or I was neglected, or I was abandoned, I was hungry, I was starving, I was going through these different things. Talk about it, get that out, getting that out and sharing it to allow it to let go. Don't share it for the attention aspect of it, which is where some of our insecurities can come in. We share it to let it go, and that's we're pushing ourselves to share the hard stuff in order to be able to talk about it openly and freely without any emotional attachment. And then that's how you're good about it, is when you can talk about it without the emotional attachment. It doesn't make you feel any sort of way. You're not upset, you're not guilted, you're not angry, you're not holding on to it. You just accept it for the experience that it was. And now you're healed from that because you're this person. You're not that person. You're this, the now, the here, the you. And we're not the persons of our past or yesterday. We're the today self. So they get all of us into a big group, and then they decide karmic paths, because it's all tree branches in family genetics. And then we lined up with, so we have celestial beings, and then we have earth beings. Earth, we'll call them Earth Defense Force. The Earth Defense Force beings are evolved Earth souls who are reincarnating back into the cycle in order to help their fellow man get to the density. And yes, there are Earth beings who've made it, and they're on last life here. Yes, we're on last life now. And they're reincarnate, hey, what can I do for mankind and help everybody have a higher bandwidth? They're at the top trying to pull up too, but they can only dive so deep because of their resonance field. Yeah, we're all humans and having a human experience, but our celestial ability is what gives us the ability to come all the way down into the bottom of the bandwidth to the most abusive situations, the most neglectful, the most hurtful, all these situations, and feel it so intently, and then pull the bottom level all the way up and make it the new standard and the new height, and say no, we no longer act this way, thanks for the abuse, but that's not how I treat others. This is the standard, this is how we act, this is the hurts that it causes. Raise the awareness of how you've been hurt so others know not to hurt you. We're all positive beings. We don't want to hurt others. It's just a misunderstanding. We just gotta teach others, hey, this is what causes hurts, this is what causes pains, and then allow ourselves to heal and release from that, and then be the bearer of light. Hey, don't treat them like that. That fucking hurts them. Fucking get out of here. And then helps be their defenders, because you know how it feels, and then carries on. So as we grow, we release that naturally. And then you have the individual path, is where we got in these assignments. Some of us were in groups. I came with my mom was in a group of 11, and each of them had 2 to 3 kids, which is my group. It's 23 or something in my group. 25 in my group. And then now we're at the stage where we all had kids, and a lot of us had only 1 or 2 kids to kind of keep the group about the same size. And in their group, they were all abused the whole time. They didn't get any breaks. From the first kid to the last kid, it was abused the whole time. And yeah, he just had that much animosity and rage and negativity inside of him that he never got tired of abusing his children the whole time. And we decided to come here in order to take that abuse and feel those hurts and get hit and take that within us and relieve him of all of that pain that he's feeling and he's holding on to, and that rage and that anger, and get that out and pull it out of him and take that within ourselves and hold that energy within ourselves. And then as a group, we also like pass it around. We hurt each other and we're mean to each other because like we're feeling really hurt and like we feel like we can't carry any more pain. So then we like give it to another and like we give it to them by hurting them. Like that's like unfortunate how we're like give them our pain. It's not a healthy way of doing it, but we know no other way because that's all this realm like feeds us. And then after that we have kids, and then our kids get our pain but much less directed. Instead of getting abused and hit and beaten with belts and stuff, now we just vocalize at it and like we yell at them and we vent our frustration with like harsh words and our tonnage, but it's not no less abusive. And then we could even take it one step less and say, yeah, I don't use that, but then we can use the like emotional abuse. And there's like an emotional abuse is really really subtle, where like one minute you're like love them and you have all the affection for them, and then the next second you're just like really upset with them and you have like no affection with them and you don't want to be with them at all. And that can be like yo-yo-y and pull them in and pull them out, and then they're not really secured within their self on where your standpoint is as a parent, if you like actually like love them or you don't love them, or if it's conditional love because they're afraid of like messing up and doing something that's gonna like tarnish that. um and then like they also teach us lessons. We taught our parents love, they teach us love. They remind us what our pains are and to hold on to it and to like not give that to them as much. And they've also agreed and been contracted. They're also celestial like entities, tens of thousands of year old beings coming in here. Boom. Like they're old souls in a brand new body. They can handle the abuse. It's not that we can't handle the abuse. I handled it just fine. I'm still here just fine. All of my other siblings are like here just fine. It hurts. It hurts. Our mind hurts, our body hurts, our soul hurts, our heart hurts, our emotions. It hurts. And so yeah, we can take it, but it's not okay. It's not okay to pass the hurt. So we agreed to like 18 kids. 18 kids. I mean, I waited till I was 25. And some of my other cousins like waited too, but the general mentality was like all of my aunts and uncles all had 18 kids. And so the brothers and sisters was come out as quick as you can, escape the trauma, find a life partner. And we were teamed up with Earth Souls. Because you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to do a pause here, and I'm going to do a part 3 where I talk about this. All right?